Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fate Podcast, where we discuss film, anime, television, and other forms of entertainment. I'm your host, Elijah, and my co host here is Sam. Say what's up.
Nothing stronger than family.
Oh my God. See, Sam is like being ahead of the game right now, bro.
Sorry,
No,
I had to start it off that way.
See, you guys already know what we're talking about. But before, make sure if you haven't followed the page, subscribe. We're on Instagram. Follow us. I post every day. We're on YouTube. We need more subscribers. Just hit that subscribe button, follow, and you will get more content like this one we're about to have. But without further ado, here we're going to talk about the new movie, the hot new movie that is out right now, Fate Fast Nine, Fast Nine.
Fast
Nine. And this franchise obviously is what, over 20 years now. It has its ups and downs, and this movie was supposed to be big and actually is doing really well. Um, let's just talk about the before we dive into it. Did you like this movie?
Did I like this movie? No. I cannot say that I liked this movie. Was I entertained? Sure. Did I like it? No. I didn't. I'm so I tried so hard, but that movie gave me so many headaches throughout it. Like I literally just felt like going like I literally did this so many times. What the fuck was that?
um, see, um, I think I was like you when I first watched the movie. First, even the first 15 minutes of the movie, I'm just like, what the hell am I watching? But then, I had to take a step back. I have to realize what I paid my money for. So I was just like, let me just take it as is, like a Fast and Furious movie, like typical
Of course.
racing, comedic elements, crazy stunts and stuff like that. And once I took it as is, I appreciate it as is. So I don't follow the hype, because the hype is um the hype is no good when you follow the hype, and you always will be disappointed a lot of times when you follow the hype. But Fast Nine, it was just, yeah, okay. See, that's the overall.
You think it lived up to the hype?
What happened?
Do you think the movie lived up to the hype?
No, um, no. The amount of hype that I know COVID kind of played a big role. We're supposed to be, people coming back. Um, Everyone from the old movies you kind of see in this movie. Um, some special surprises, some things that the writers and directors gave to the fans still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. So, that's the overview of our thoughts. Now let's talk about let's go in on this freaking movie. So my first thing about this movie that jumped out at me, mind you, I watched this on 4th of July. I watched this about like 10:30, because that was basically the only time I was able to watch it. I was the only one in the movie theater, the only one. So
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
have, when you watch a movie and you have other people like laughing and cheering and on, you kind of feel like, okay, this movie might be better than it really is when you're with other people. But when you're by yourself, you can just by yourself analyze it. No cheering, no anything. You just you and yourself focusing on the movie. So with that being said, the beginning of the movie was, you know, action scenes. Like, first it started off slow with them being in the barn, trying to live that slow family life. You know, obviously that didn't work. They had to um go out there and, you know, race and fight the bad guys.
To be fair,
Yeah.
they could have stayed their ass home
No, they could have.
because Dom wanted to. He was just like, "Nah, we're we're done."
Surprise. And you know, with that, he's always the first one to like, okay, let's do something. But I guess in this movie, they decided to make him like, no, we're not gonna be in the spotlight. We're not gonna fight action. We have a kid and stuff. And it's the Lenny pushing for like, hey, we're not a family type of we're not this. We're not we're not just stay-at-home parents who just watch a kid. We take action. We like danger. It's in our blood. You know, it's our family blood. But it was hard to, especially the opening scene. It was hard for me to think that this movie was going to be great, because as soon as, you know, the action scene started with they're in the other world trying to get the device, half of a device, and you know, they're driving cars, they're fighting these people, and the military people chase them and stuff like that. I was just like, they they did the unbelievable thing about driving the car over the bridge. I'm just like, all right, man, this is what we're getting here, and I just had to live with that, and I just lived with that throughout the whole movie. You know.
Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't let myself just let go. Just every time something absurd happened, I just was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like, going back to the bridge, whenever he just rams through the last holding bit of the bridge and
Hmm.
then turns the wheels so it hooks in and they fly around and they're using the night. I mean, I wanted to rip my hair out. I was just like, could this even happen? That was
Yeah.
my thought process. I was like, could these things really happen? Could someone pull this shit off and not die? Like, and the answer, I'm pretty sure, is no. But yeah, and the beginning, the like very beginning sequence, correct me if I'm wrong, is that we get to see young Dom on that
Hmm.
racetrack trying to help his dad, like, on like with that crew with his dad that's a race car
Hmm.
driver.
Hmm.
I, I have to be honest. I saw that and I thought, interesting, because you finally get some backstory on this
Yeah.
guy. To be fair,
After
I'm
nine
also not a
freaking
huge
movies.
fan. What's that?
After 9 movies.
After 9 movies, yeah. Yeah, you finally get to like his backstory, which who knows why I mean, whatever. So they're doing all that, and I thought that was actually pretty good and compelling. I thought it was a good first part where it kind of sets up motivation for the guy and like why he does certain things that he does and like why he's into cars, because like fuck it beats me. Like I told you, like I saw 1 through 5, and then I took a hiatus because I was just like I cannot even get with these things anymore. They're
Hmm.
so crazy. But yeah, they do that. I thought that was good, but yeah, then it kind of goes into the whole like we're living the quiet life now. And also, I can't believe that I didn't realize that they actively chose to have Brian alive,
Hmm.
Paul Walker's character.
Yeah.
'Cause like I said, I didn't see the one where like he passed away. Like I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's super fucking sad." But I couldn't believe that they actively chose that, because like, which we'll get to later, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe that. I was like, man, I figured you just leave the character alone and try not to bring it up, but no. I mean, it is a pretty big character, to be fair, I suppose.
No, it is. And, you know, people, I haven't really talked to people about whether that was a good decision or not. Um, After watching the movie, um, I will put it as a maybe. But again, we'll discuss that later
Yeah, I was just saying,
on in the
let
show.
me
But
backpedal a bit. But yeah, they do all that, and then of course when they're on the island, we get introduced to John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And John Cena is his brother who has been also been neglected for 8 movies.
I know, that's crazy.
Couldn't believe that. And like also I almost slipped up for a second in the movie because like that whole interaction at first when they lock eyes and stuff, you
Mm-hmm.
could really, I did get the vibe immediately. I'm like, oh, they know each other. Wait, what's going on? Am I supposed to know this guy? Why do they know each other? And why am I supposed to feel like I'm supposed to know this? But then, you know, they of course explained it all. And then also, I just want to kind of share my thought process here. In the midst of all of that, the thing in the back of my mind is, where's his son?
You know what?
Like, because Letty left,
Mm-hmm.
and then he left. Where did the son go? And of course, explained away with he's at Brian's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And matter of fact, no. We talk about Brian later. My thing about all this, let's just talk about the plot because that's where we're heading right now. Let's just talk about
Right.
the plot.
Absolutely.
Um, it was garbage. It's the same. It's just we're getting the same movie with just different actors, maybe like different new actors, maybe new actors from here or there, wherever. You get the same, but different action scenes. Okay, and I feel like here's the pitch room of Fast Five. It's okay. We still need a device that needs to do the big device that can conquer the whole world, but but is really not the biggest device that can conquer the whole world. But we need the heroes to go after that device, and then once they get that device, is really not the big device because the next movie going to be a bigger device that can conquer the whole world. But we just need that big device to conquer the whole world. But within that scene, we need fast cars, we need girls, we need fighting, we need people to do the unbelievable, like freaking um get tackled and a building fall on them and they still survive at the end. That's what we need. And that's a Fast 9 movie. That's a Fast and Furious movie in a nutshell because that's all
it
what
is.
happened. Huh?
I said because that's all it is.
Yeah. This is like, okay. Just
that was it.
slap actors in it, make it a franchise, put the there's no storytelling. In fact, if you want storytelling, you're not going to get in Fast 9 or what with the Fast and Furious franchise. Well, to be honest, there's some like I like Fast 5 is my favorite out of all of them. And you know, 2 is okay. 6, and then the couple I have to go back and watch them to see if they're really good or not. But again, there's no story there, or not a compelling story.
Yeah, they tried very hard to make it compelling because man, and I don't know if you noticed it, but every time they wanted to say family, they didn't just go family. Like they didn't just go, hey, it's important to care about family. They went, one thing you don't want to do to a Toretto is take away their family. Like they said it so hard, and I wanted to just hit something. I was like, what are they doing? Like, how dare they make these actors be so intentional by saying, like, my God. You know, like just because you say it longer and enunciate it doesn't mean like it's a theme or a mess. Of course it is, but like
no, that's the theme of the movie. But you don't have to like we got the family part throughout it's the franchise. We got it. You don't have to shove it down our throats for about 2.5 hours of a family. We got 20 years of that, bro. We already know.
Yeah, we already know.
So like,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say to further along with like the plot, of course, it's just Dom versus Jacob, Vin Diesel versus John Cena,
Mm-hmm.
or at least they wrap it up as that the entire time until the climax, in which you think there's going to be a big face off between the two, but
Yeah,
no,
it was.
they literally rip it away and then went, oh yeah, Charlize Theron, Cypher, she's the bad guy again.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just last 15 minutes decide, oh yeah, it's really her the whole time. And like, don't even get me started with the two brothers argument of like the whole thing that happened and how it has been decades long miscommunication. And if they had just bothered to talk about it, they would have known that it like literally could have been cleared up in
Exactly.
one conversation.
Come on, all you have to do, pick up the phone call. Yeah. So Dom, you're telling me you held a grudge against your brother for over 20 years, no phone call, no anything. You're not even like you're not family because you you
Because
think
you
he killed his
thought he
dad.
killed
Like
them.
it's just like you guys don't have a conversation at all. And then the fact that he's just like when he was in jail, and we're talking like you guys already watched the movie because sorry, go back and watch the movie and then come join us. But anyway, when he was in jail and he heard about if you put this in here in the car would explode, and he had a flashback of Jacob doing that um with his dad race car truck. um that's a good reason to like to hate your brother or think that he did it without even like giving him an explanation to explain himself. Like it was, I don't know. You can chalk up, I guess you can chalk up as like um maturity for kids. I don't know. Cause
Right. Because, he was younger then. And
yeah.
something like that, I mean, that's something that you're going to be pretty bent out of shape about,
Mm-hmm.
especially because you don't get to see how much time he kind of got to sit with those thoughts of like, my brother killed my dad,
Mm-hmm.
or at least convincing yourself that because of that newfound knowledge he got. Um, but like, yeah, like, it's just the first thing is just he decides to race him and bet everything on it. And like he does confront him, but he doesn't even. What I thought was weird is he does kind of give him a chance to say something,
Mm-hmm.
and Jacob doesn't.
He, yeah.
But like, also you get that he had a promise to his dad where he was like, "I'll never tell him." He promised with his dad that he would never tell Dom. But like, no offense, dude, break that promise. You gotta you
No, bro.
gotta clear
They
that up. He just accused you of killing somebody you loved and that you shared together. Like you gotta clear the air.
yeah. I don't care if it was a promise. I was just like, well, if
Yeah, like promise to dad, like, yo, I'm sorry, pops, but we got an issue here.
and because that promise was that he was never gonna find out. Now Dom thinks that um he killed um their father and stuff. So I was like, well, that promise should be out the window because he wasn't supposed to know anything about anything. But yet he found some clue to and realized that I, tampered with the car. So I'm gonna have to break my promise. But again, it's a movie and you have to prolong the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm okay with them, even though it's a small issue, but doing the way they did. Um, but at least if we're going this route, maybe drop hints in like 6 or 7, like Dom have a brother or there's more than one Toretto to kind of hit at that, this movie. Because throughout the whole 8 movies that passed, we heard nothing. Even from Mia. First of all, Dom have a Dom have a sister, Mia. So Mia never talked about Jacob ever. Like I understand Dom hating Mia. I mean Dom hating Jacob, but Mia don't hate Jacob, and how come she never brought that conversation up? So, plot holes throughout the whole freaking movie, um, which you just had to, kind of like, okay, I see the plot hole. Okay, or I see the lazy explanations. Okay, let's keep on moving because maybe they can drive over a bridge and it's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they just try to distract you with that. And
Yeah.
then of course that ends up leading to a fun part with Roman coming up or being very meta
Mm-hmm.
within the movie and just going like, yo, how do we keep getting into these impossible situations and none of us get a scratch? Like that's gotta be more than luck.
Mm-hmm.
You're just kind of like, uh-huh, go on, go on. And I just love that like Ludacris just gets to shatter that whole thing and just calls him a dumbass. Like that, I thought that was pretty funny, but like I just thought it was a lot funnier that they decided to be meta in that moment
Mm-hmm.
and have him have this idea and actually also have it float through the rest of the movie of like he's always thinking about this now, just like, look, there's no scratch. How did that happen?
And you know what's funny? I was just like, and that's probably one of the things I liked about it, even though it was just like out there. Because I'm just like, when Roman was in that scene alone with the military men, shooting at him, and then he grabs a gun and kills every single one, and he didn't have a scratch. I'm like, first of all, in my head, I'm like, why is Roman getting his own screen time like by himself? Because it didn't make sense to me. I was like, and then when when he survived, I was just like,
No,
you guys not gonna explain that because they shot at him and he didn't die.
bro,
This
you
is
can see him getting hit with bullets. I
exactly.
remember watching it and going, there's bullets hitting his shoulder, his chest, his back. What is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess
So
he is wearing the body armor, but like, no way. It's just like
no.
full like that.
Mm-mm. So it's I was, and they did it right in the bridge scene and John Cena coming in. So they even explain it till like the next couple scenes and stuff. So I was just like, bro, y'all gonna have to explain this because if y'all don't go through the whole movie without explaining that scene right there, I'll be mad because you guys are making them heroes now. And throughout this, they're superheroes. Like the Fast and Furious now are becoming superheroes because they can do the impossible.
Yeah, dude. It just went from about illegal street racing, being
Mm-hmm.
criminals, and also them being infiltrated by the cops to take them down,
Mm-hmm.
to working with like the FBI and like secret government organizations. For what? Being good at driving? Give me a break.
They're the best of the best. Because
Best of the best,
again,
dude.
it's all about family, bruh. Like, I wanna tackle this direction that they're going to, and Roman talked about it. They're kind of immortal. They can not get hurt by anything. How do you like that concept and of the Fast and Furious franchise like being that way?
I mean, I think it's kind of silly. Like, I think like the best way I could probably kind of compare it is with the video game series Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
The first two, if I remember correctly, were very serious kind of GTA like um mafia sort of like gang based thing where like you had to take over territories and like it was very serious.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden 3 comes out and it's just goofy. Like it's not anything serious anymore. It's like still about like gangs and like taking over territory, but like now you can like jump a million feet in the air or like fly and do just like really goofy stuff. Like that just seems the same where they just kind of make it like I don't know, just like fun, I guess, in a way, or just like I don't know. The words escaping me of how to explain it, but
No,
like
to me is I lost the self of it loses itself of challenges and struggle. Like the movie don't have any struggle anymore. Because I'm
Yeah,
watching the
there.
movie and they can do amazing things. I'm like, well, they're gonna come out at the end of it because there's, they don't get, they don't get have scratches, don't bleed, they don't do anything. Like,
Yeah, no
um,
stakes.
yeah, no
No
stakes
stakes
at
at
all.
all.
That's the word. No stakes at all. Freaking Van Diesel have like 30 people on him falling down from the sewage
Bro, went
line,
straight
and he
Hulk mode.
survives.
Went straight Hulk mode. Just
Yeah.
and just dude,
I
unbelievable.
was just like, well, you know, there's no, I don't, there's no thrill of the movie anymore. It just
No, there was just some
exciting
fight scenes
scenes.
that were like really like that just made me go, oh, because there was some pretty wild stuff. I'll give it that.
No. Okay, thrill. No, there was thrill. I mean, like a sense of like death. I would
No,
say
no, no. I know
there's no
what you
sense of
I know
death.
what you
Yeah,
meant. Yeah, I was trying to categorize it differently of like
yeah.
there was like just small moments where you just went like, whoa. But like, yeah, there's no overall like thrill to the movie of like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, what if this happens? Or like, what if there's none of that.
Mm-mm.
Like you're always just in the back of your mind, just like, they'll make it out.
Yeah.
They'll
Mm-hmm.
be fine.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We let's move on to the characters because they added a couple of characters in this movie. The biggest one I think we should talk about is Han coming back.
Of course.
Um,
How can you not?
I I like Han coming back. I like him as a character. I like him in Tokyo Drift. Um,
Yeah, I
it
was
was a
never against him as a character. I liked him a lot too.
mhm,
Because he's like the more calm one of the crew, I always felt like. And he's just like the most level headed.
yeah, calm, collected, smart, quick on his feet. Like that's the type of character he is. So him bringing the franchise bringing him back was just like, okay, in my head the whole time I was just like, how he's gonna come back, how are they gonna explain this? So they explain it in a way where he worked with Mr. Nobody, the secret organization gentleman, while he was in Tokyo, and Mr. Nobody kind of faked his death because they knew that Derek Shaw was gonna try to go after Han and stuff. So that was a easy explanation to me. I was like, well, do you accept that explanation?
No, but I had to. Because like literally I sat in the theater just was like, oh, that's super convenient. They had
Super.
this character in a few movies ago. So they were just like, oh, let's just have him work for him before everybody else. So it just
Hmm.
always works out and makes a lot of sense.
And the fact that, and then their explanation, oh, Mr. Nobody knows how to um, fake people death. And I was just like,
'Cause, yeah, secret government organization.
I
You
was just
can
like, oh, okay.
like, oh, he knows how to fake it.
So you're not even gonna explain us the details. That's all you're gonna say is like, oh, they know how to, do this. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I guess we have no, again, we have to accept whatever they throw at us
Yeah, and
because
Kurt Russell just going, I've done better. This is like, okay.
um shockingly, um, you know, he wasn't in a lot of the scenes in this movie because he's in a lot of the scenes in 8 and no 7 and 8. He's like he entered the Fast and Furious franchise universe. But in this movie, I thought at least they're gonna find him like towards the end, but he wasn't nowhere to be seen.
Holy shit, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. That literally they never tried to find him or
Yeah,
anything.
no,
Or is that what? Because people don't know. There's supposed to be there's going to be a 10 and an 11. They're going to end at 11.
Are you sure? I think
I
they're gonna be a 10.
check it
I
real
know by
quick, but
11.
last time I checked,
I think they said 9 and 10, and then after 10 they're gonna be a spinoff. But
Yeah,
we
no,
can.
yeah. It says Fast and Furious has 2 more installments planned, with the 11th film set to be the last in the series.
What
It's
the?
possible, of course, that the universe will continue in other forms, for example, Hobbs and Shaw and other stuff, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, then, because I have, see, I thought next movie was going to be the last movie, so I had my prediction on that. But again, we're going to discuss it towards the end about the
Yeah.
predictions. But again, yeah, he
Yeah, I
wasn't.
always thought that was odd too. That I was like, you want to stop at 11? Why not just finish at 10? Like,
Yeah, 10 sounds like a good
but
number.
apparently
Whatever.
they want to do 11.
But yeah, they kind of like mentions his name in the movie, Mr. Nobody, but then I don't know why. Maybe that was supposed to happen. Maybe he wasn't available. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I
Maybe
don't
that
know.
was
There
supposed
was
to happen.
also too much other stuff happening for
Yeah,
them to even bother to go back to
you're
it.
right. You're right. But again, with Han coming back, it was a nice comeback. We find out that he has, I would say, a stepdaughter now, or adopted daughter, who
Makes
is
sense.
who can defend herself and maybe be part of the Fast and Furious family with
Family.
them, um, other characters that came back is Sean, Lucas Black from Tokyo Drift, which I was kind of disappointed with his role in this movie because I thought he was going to be part of, the racing and the action scene like he did in Tokyo Drift, but he was just like
Yeah,
a
dude.
nerd.
I so badly want to be like, all right, boys, let's ride. Like just his whole country ass, just being like, let's drive, fellas.
Yeah.
Just because honestly, I was actually pretty hyped that those characters came back. I was like, yes, dude, because I actually did kind of like Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
And I forgot Bow Wow was a character in that movie. So like when he showed, I was just like, oh yeah, you were in this too. What's going on? And I thought it was, I do have to agree though. I was a bit disappointed with how much of a role they really had in everything.
Hmm.
Because it was so minor and it was just like, dude, like you can't do that to those characters because
No.
one, you decided to make it the third movie, but also it's supposed to take place further in the timeline than it's supposed to be. So
Hmm.
like why mistreat those characters like that? Because like Han was a big influence for those characters, right?
Hmm.
If I'm
No, he
correct.
was.
Like he
Yeah.
taught that dude how to drift and drive
Yep.
and everything.
Yep.
So like that was so ridiculous that they kind of just undersold, and it's just like, oh yeah, we're just making jet powered cars now. Like,
Yeah. I was just like, well,
okay,
see, I was like, see, so y'all moved away from Tokyo because he's supposed to be the king of drifters in Tokyo. So you gave up that role to make rocket ships in London. I was just like, I'm sorry, they destroyed their character because
yeah, that was lame. And like what I'm kind of hoping in the future is like with those 2 more coming, they decide to include those characters now in some
Mhm.
way and kind of have them come back.
Yeah,
Because like those guys were really good comedic relief, I thought.
no,
The
they were.
dynamic between the 3 felt like they didn't even skip a beat. Like it was just very perfectly synced.
Yeah,
Um,
man, it was. Yeah, it was unfortunate the way they did the characters like that. But again, I think you know that were basically the new characters besides John Cena.
kind of,
Um,
yeah. And then of course the girl with Han.
yeah, the girl.
But like I thought a funny moment with those guys is they're like Dominic Toretto sent us, and they turn around as if like Dominic Toretto, but they're just like, who's that?
Yeah, the
And I
only
was just
person
like,
that knew, the only,
yes, dude.
no, the only person that knew, who, Toretto, was Lucas Black, Sean, because they had like a little meeting back in a couple movies ago, so he knew who he was. It's just yeah, the guy that said who's that, he never met him, so it was kind of
Right.
funny. Bauer didn't meet him, anyway, but I kind of figured that Bauer wasn't gonna have a big role. Well, a big role in
True.
the movie because sorry, in Tokyo Drift, he really didn't have that big of a role either. All he did was just like sell the shoes and counterfeit laptops and shoes and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But like you said, the with the characters is really circled around Van Diesel and John Cena. And you know, what's um I said her name.
Letty.
No, Dom's sister.
Oh, Mia.
Mia, thank you. Like Mia was there. Surprisingly, they brought her back. Um, did you like her coming back? How you feel about that?
I
Like, was
liked
it
it.
necessary
because-
for her to come back?
No, there's not many necessary things about that movie. So, no. But I thought it was a good touch. I did think so, just because it made it hit home a little more with what they were trying to do.
Gotcha.
Granted, it wasn't like super effective, but it did add something to it with, like, the series kind of coming to an end in, I don't know, probably another 10 years, let's say, just because who knows how long it takes them to film these things. So I'm just going to call it another 10. We'll have 30 years of this. Uh, but, with it kind of wanting to wrap up soon, I thought it was a nice touch and sort of kind of hit it harder with the whole brother situation.
Yeah.
But again, it's diminished because they haven't set this up until this movie.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours and like 25 minutes, which is plenty of time for him to do all that. But also, man, did you feel that runtime on this one? I felt every minute of it. But yeah, ultimately, I thought it was a nice touch, but where they faltered, I thought, was like, it was like they wanted her to have a big role, but also they didn't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was like they tried it, but they were also like, "Oh, you're doing too much. Back up." And it's just like, bro, do you want her here or not?
Yeah, I think the main people that, well, obviously the main people that took the screen time was obviously Van Diesel, and John Cena, and then everyone else was always, a supported character. And
I like Ludacris's character, by the way.
No, of course, no.
The fact that he didn't have more time I was bothered by. I was just like, come on, dude, he's more interesting than everybody else.
And Natalie, I forgot her last name, the girl from Game of Thrones.
Yes,
I like her. I like the new character now, and she actually had a more bigger role and a funny role in this film, with her, being a computer geek but can't learn how to drive. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed that part. I thought that was funny. But yeah, she plays her role well. Like I did like that character too, because she's quirky in the fact that she is a computer nerd and like is just like, no, I don't touch this, but like is literally left no other choice but to just drive.
Yeah,
and man, was that funny.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the magnets?
You know what? I want to touch on the magnets after we talked about this real quick. Let's talk about the character that was there but wasn't there. Let's talk about Paul Walker. Brian's character. Played by he was Brian in the Fast and Furious movie, obviously. Paul Walker, it broke my heart to find out he was, no longer in this world, bro. Like to me, he was a really underrated actor. And
I fully agree with you. I fully agree.
But every time he acted in a movie, I enjoyed it, bro. Because I like his charisma. I like his wit. He's
good screen presence.
Exactly. I love him in Takers.
I liked it. Was one of his last movies. I think it was called like Brick Houses.
Yeah, Brick Mansion, I believe.
Whatever it was, super good.
Yeah.
I actually thought that was a lot better than what people were like trying to give it credit for. I was like, no, that was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was sad. It kind of I felt it when he passed. So the fact that, you know, they said his name in the movie, that he was there, he took care of Dom Kid while Dom was going off to, you know, face his brother. Same thing with me. I was like, you're gonna be a stay-at-home dad now, because like you're supposed to be in this action, but obviously they couldn't bring him in. Um, but yeah, you know, they mentioned him throughout the whole movie. How do you feel about them keeping him alive? I know that you kind of stopped at 5, and you kind of didn't know that they kept him alive.
Yeah, dude,
What
I
do you
did
feel about
not know
that?
what that was because I thought the whole like "It's Been a Long Day" song and like him going off on the road. I could have sworn that was just like a nice little thing they did where it's like he's driving off in the sunset. You know,
Yeah.
he's on the other side now. But like
Hmm.
now, I kind of see it as I say it, like they just he's now living the straight and narrow life, not trying to do that stuff no more. But like, yeah, had no idea, and I have to say I was very bothered by it. Like
Mm.
I was very because I was just like, dude, you can't like imagine Black Panther coming out soon and they keep him alive in the background, but he's just not Black Panther anymore. Like he's just it's just like, oh no, T'Challa's off doing that. Like, dude, you cannot do that. You just can't. Like, that's
No.
why I didn't like it. Is I
Yeah.
just like I don't know if I'll say disrespectful
No, it wasn't.
because you know I'm sure for them doing that a number of parties had to be okay with that. I'm like you know like Vin Diesel who was very close with the guy had to be okay, his family had to be okay with that, so with them probably more than likely being okay with it, it's fine. But yeah, like just personally
You
I
know
didn't
why?
like it. I think they should have done something else with that character at and what was it, Furious 7 probably
Yeah.
when that happened.
No, Fear
Yeah,
7
they
when.
should have they should have done it different. That's
Mm,
my big critique of that. Because it's
no.
and it's so funny because I really didn't know it until the end. Because I kept going, who's Brian? Who's Brian? And then by the end of the movie, you know, that car pulls up and it was the last seat. And I'm like, who is that? I'm like, is it Jacob? And my buddy's just like, no, it's the ghost. And I'm just like, the ghost. And he's like, Paul Walker, Ryan. I was like, dude, what? Because he was like,
So
yeah, the
damn.
ghost was taking care of the baby the whole movie.
I mean, so you, damn. I'm surprised you didn't catch that
Dude,
throughout the whole movie.
I felt so dumb at the end of the movie, just not even thinking about. I was like, oh my god, dude.
No,
Like,
man, it
yeah.
was.
So that was my experience. And also, I just want to add because you said you were the only one in the theater. My experience was not much bigger either, dude.
Mm,
I when I went and saw it, we saw it yesterday afternoon. Maybe like 6 other people in the theater with us.
well,
And they're not even socially distancing the seats anymore.
no, they're not.
And like, I was like, wow. I was like, I mean, I get it. It is the afternoon on a Wednesday, but holy smokes, nobody's here. Um, so I didn't have that experience as well. But yeah, still got to see it with a buddy. And yeah,
No, man, that's.
not a big fan of the what they've done with Brian.
I mean, I don't know what. I just my thing is I just want Brian back. That's all I want. I want
I
Paul
know,
Walker back
dude. Yeah,
because
it really is kind of sad because like he really did make those movies.
yeah, he did.
Like all those other ones, like you said, like I kind of agree. I think Fast Five was probably peak Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Like that was certainly peak time for them. Of like,
Mm-hmm. And it was,
they
it's
just hit.
it's Van Diesel and Paul Walker, bro. They were the team. They were just like, I can beat you, you can't beat me kind of rivalry type of stuff. They were brothers from another mother. Is their duo was amazing. Their chemistry was great.
Yeah,
And to
dude.
lose that, and to be honest, I always felt Paul Walker led Fast and Furious franchise. I'm sorry, he did.
Oh, he
Van
was the
Diesel,
face, man.
Van Diesel took it over once Paul Walker died, yes, but it I'm I ain't gonna lie, it was Paul Walker franchise, hands down. And Van Diesel was second to me. So,
I agree, man.
so the
I'm
fact,
with you on that.
yeah, I mean, and I can, I can debate anyone with that. Let's go. I mean, now we'll discuss that later.
For
But
sure.
but with Paul Walker's death, the way they kind of kept him alive in the movie, I don't know, because every time you mention his name and he's there, I'm just like, I just know he's not there, guys. I'm like, I know you guys have your own family and your own universe, and the own universe think that he's alive, but he's not. I'm sorry, he's not,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna see it that way.
No, I totally agree. And you know what? Maybe if like I'm trying to think if like I was someone that was like a huge fan of the like, just absolutely loved them. Like even knowing like they aren't the best movies, but you just love it,
Hmm.
If I was one of those people, I could probably maybe see a lot of people liking it just because they think it's kind of like a sweet notion that they do in the movie that
Yeah,
they like
it's
it's
not.
hard to get rid of him, like
Hmm.
they know he's passed on, but like man, we all love that character, so we got to keep him alive somehow. So like I can see that, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
just but I'm not that person, so I can't say those things.
I mean, it wasn't. I'm not saying it was a bad move. I dislike what they did. All I'm saying is I want him back. Obviously, we can't have him back. Um, so again, this Fast and Furious movie, I take it as is, and we just have to move on. They keeping him alive. Hey,
Straight up.
keep they keeping him alive. So it is what it is. Moving on to the action scenes, and we're gonna go what you picked up on, the magnets, because I think the magnets was like one of the most ridiculous, but one of the most amazing things about this movie. Because
Very fun.
yeah, it was so much fun, because you'd be like, damn, how strong are those magnets to like pull everything? But then when you actually think logically, you can, if you holding that a gun and that strong of a magnet pulls it, it's gonna pull your arm. You're gonna pull your arm, pull your whole body, because that strong of a magnet to do stuff like that, they're gonna rip up your entire body.
Dude, yeah, wait, why did I not think about that? Of course. That
But
shit
again,
was way too strong.
yeah. So that's why I was just like, it's impossible, but again, it's funny, exciting, because again, it's a Fast and Furious movie. So
It's just it follows George of the Jungle rules.
mhm.
You ever see that movie?
George of the Jungle. No, I know
Very old. It's a
yeah, I
kids
know
movie.
the show, right? It was a
Yeah.
show, right?
No, it was a movie with Brendan
Okay.
Fraser. So the rule they had in that is nobody ever dies. People just get really bad boo-boos. Like that's what they do in these movies.
Yeah.
Nobody dies. They just get bad boo-boos.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even get that. They just end
'Cause
up dirty.
even when they're moving the magnets, when they're driving and try to get that armored truck, the people in the background and people that the magnets come out of the stores and stuff, no one dies. It's like, oh, it's because again, it's a family friended movie. And you know, it's just being fun with it. But that was a good scene, good and fun scene, I would say, about the
You
movie.
know what's funny is the buddy I saw it with. First thing he said about those magnets, he goes, "That's not how magnets work."
No, obviously.
I thought that was a great comment. I was just like, absolutely, that's not how magnets work. But
No,
damn, was that fun?
no, it was.
Because it was also inconsistent.
No, it
Because there
was.
was times where they flip it, right? And immediately they just pull in. And then all of a sudden they wanted to switch it up where now when they turned it on, it dragged behind them. And I didn't understand how they could change that difference because they didn't really. Like there was nothing, they just had that dial that
Yeah.
switched the polarity of it. So like I was just kind of like, wait, why is it that one point when they turned it on, things just immediately came and it was like literally it was like a straight line. And then after that, it was like it had to catch up to them.
I don't know. Listen, if you're trying to figure out science in a Fast and Furious movie, you know, you can't because they're gonna fail every single time.
But they tried to have science in the movie
When
when they went to space.
that
The
first of all, that
numbers
was
don't
listen,
lie.
listen,
Oh yeah, if
listen.
numbers don't lie, you should be dead.
Oh yeah. See, and this is why people shouldn't do stuff like that. And this is why they messed up. You can't um try to turn around and change physics and logic and science and numbers and then try to explain it when you're trying to do something with
Yeah, and
magic
then
and
say we
logic
have to
going
follow
on
the
there.
rules of physics, and it's like,
Exactly.
no, you haven't.
Exactly. So don't explain, just go. You won't have to explain to the audience, oh yeah, we run this test sequence so many times and this don't say anything.
It
We
was
know
so condescending. It was just like,
we
how
know
dare you?
we know that you're gonna make it out alive. Like we just know because this whole movie I did the impossible. And I came out alive. So yeah, it was again, every movie, I feel like every movie they say, what's the next biggest thing we can do? You know, it, goodness grief. That in the beginning, going back to the bridge scene where there's no bridge and Van Diesel and um Lenny is driving and it was like, oh, there's no bridge. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna cross the border? Sorry, I had to prepare myself when I'm saying this, but how the hell that a car becomes like a freaking swing or a dial to freaking go to the next bridge? Like I don't whoever think of these action scenes, I'm just like, damn, it's cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just like, that's 1 in a trillion chance of making that jump, if that, you know. So I don't know. I can't. I can't explain these action scenes, but it's cool. It looks cool. I think that's the thing about Fast and Furious movies now. It just have to look cool,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
they
just
went
dope.
all out on making it look cool. It's very
Mm-hmm.
stylish. It's great.
Yeah.
You'll have fun with the action scenes, no doubt, and the fight scenes. I mean, like, dude, they went pretty brutal on some of those moments. Like, I know you don't like get to see like the blood of it all, but like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, people were getting stabbed left and right, and like getting real messed up out there. Like, I was very appalled.
And to be honest, I think the best fight scenes were Lenny and fuck,
Mia.
these the girls fighting scenes
Oh,
in the
okay.
house. I think that was the best fighting scenes. Because everyone else really didn't have that great of a fighting scene. The um Roman and Taj, they fought in the truck, but it was okay. Um Even Van Diesel and John Cena, their fight scene lasted about what, a minute and a half. It didn't last that long. So I think the best fighting scenes were the when the girls was fighting to me.
I agree with that, dude. I mean, it's honestly, it's all thanks to Michelle Rodriguez. Like, she's
Mm-hmm.
always in action movies. I think she's absolutely incredible. I'm obsessed with that woman. So like, all praise to her for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
But no, I kind of agree. They get the better fight scenes happen with the ladies in the movie for sure. They felt faster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whereas like when Vin Diesel and John Cena are fighting, it's just two lunkheads just
And then
swiping at each other. Like,
yeah.
you got to see John Cena pull some like crazy wrestling moves on like that big guy on the top of the truck. Like, I was just like, oh, okay. Your WWE training's coming in handy, good sir.
Oh yeah. Well, one thing this movie was is predictable, bro. Because
No
Fast
kidding.
and Furious have the the tendency of making the enemy the good guy at the end, or teaming, making they team up with the enemy at the end.
Yeah,
And
they
obviously they were gonna do that with John Cena.
bro, how fast they skipped over like the whole fact that there was a grudge and just like they just made up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
All due in fact to Vin Diesel's weird little vision he had and somehow was able to be watching his brother do the thing that he never saw him do with his own eyes.
Yeah.
That made me real mad because I was just like, yo, you are not doing this right now. And it was like he was replaying his memories and trying to remember like what really happened. But it's just like, dog, like you didn't see any of this. You don't get to just throw this at us and just be like, oh yeah, he figured it out in this near death situation.
Accept it.
I have to. That's what they're just saying. They're like, you paid me money, you accept it.
Exactly, man.
All they did was finance the next one, I guess. Help finance the next
no,
one.
no,
Jeez.
No, it did. It did. It's right now over $500 million, bro. It got their budget plus more.
It's gonna probably by the end of the year, it's probably gonna be in the top 5 of like most gross movies of the year and stuff.
Most likely it's gonna probably touch $1 billion. I think.
Oh, so. For sure. I mean, of course. If they don't, it's a disappointment for them, probably.
Probably. I mean, they still make their money, and there's still gonna be a next one. But
oh, for sure. Like they probably already. I mean, if they made 500 million, they've already made their budget back.
No, they did. Yeah, whatever.
So like they're fine now, but yeah, they'll probably hit. I mean, if they're already at 500 mil, they'll. Yeah, people are dying to go back to the movies, man. They don't care what. Like finally we got like a summer blockbuster. That's the nice part, I'll say. It's a summer blockbuster. You know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
We just love movies, so of course we're going to trash it and tell you how it's not that great.
Exactly.
But like overall, you need to hear us in that it is fun and you can get enjoyment out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't take it too seriously, bro. I think they gave it like I'll have to double check. They gave it a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But the audience score is much higher.
Obviously, the audience score is always higher.
That's what pro tip for people out there. 82%. When you look up reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, look at the audience score, not critic score, audience. Because that's who you know. That's your people. Check it out.
Exactly, because when you look at the critics, to be honest, maybe some of them get paid for saying nice good things about this movie, and other things like that, so you never know. And sometimes I'll never listen to the critics because I don't know,
they sometimes get it for sure, but like more often than not you're probably going to disagree with them,
because they're so like detailed and oh my god, it's just like us. I mean, granted, we're attacking this movie, but again, we're also saying like, if you if you don't have a brain, go watch this movie. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
If you want to feel like you don't have a brain, go watch it.
But yeah, man, it's that there was a lot of Fast and Furious moments of that's a Fast and Furious movie of the enemies becoming the main characters, or friendly with the heroes and stuff, the family aspect of it. This movie had a lot of the same thing but a little bit of the new thing. So at the end of the day, it's a Fast and Furious movie. I'll give it 6 out of 10.
Holy smokes, that's exactly what I'm giving it. 6 out of 10. 6 out. I'll give it a 6. I almost said 5, but it's fun. I'll give it a 6.
Yeah. Shoot. I'm telling you, I'm not even gonna lie. If it had Paul Walker in it, first of all, the movie would have been better. I think I honestly think if Paul
The
Walker,
last few movies probably would have been better. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, 8. Yeah, I guess it's only been one that he's really been absent now, or two,
no, two, yeah,
including 9. So
yeah,
like 8, 9, like probably I don't know what happens in the Fate of the Furious. I no wait, I know the plot of that one. I didn't see it, but it was like Dominic was coerced by some government agency or
mm-hmm,
some sort of group
mm-hmm.
because they threatened his family and he had to do the wrong thing so he could
Yeah,
protect people he
but to
loved.
be honest, yeah, if Paul Walker was in it, they probably would have went a different route. We probably wouldn't have seen all of this.
There's an alternate
Maybe,
reality where he didn't die and
maybe,
they got much better Fast
maybe.
and Furious movies probably.
Yeah. So let's talk about the trend right now that's happening with the Dom family memes that going around. I know it's going viral. All the memes, all the celebrities, everyone is sharing it. It's hilarious. People are creating. I don't know who's creating this much stuff, but the creators are amazing. It's funny as hell. And check out one on Fate Podcast, the one I created. You can get a
Very
laugh
funny.
about that.
Very funny.
Yeah, very funny. But what do you think about the memes?
Dude, amazing. Just as great as the Invincible memes, in my opinion. Because we of course got the great one from Invincible with Omni Man doing the think mark. So like this one is just as golden as that one,
Mm-hmm.
being inserted to so many different things, and just like my favorite one has been with Lilo and Stitch, where it was just
Mm,
like Ohana means family, and family means never getting left behind, and it was just like, yo, this little girl's spitting. Now, oh, that one had me rolling just because
oh,
that is
okay.
so.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, dude, if I find it, I'll send it to you. There's been a couple variations of it with like even Vin Diesel like being morphed into Stitch and saying like family with Lilo and Stitch. So like that but yeah, dude, that one was probably my favorite just because like that was just like, oh man, they finally tied it together.
Oh my god.
But dude, all of them have been super funny. I was bombarded over this weekend with them.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the first time I seen it, I was just like, oh my, I'm like, what? I was just like, yeah, it was amazing. The Thor one with him catching the hammer, it was just like I was like, yo, that's incredible. Him being with Batman and Superman. It's like he's with you. He's with you. Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, there's so many. Go check them out. It's honestly, I'm being biased. I think one of my favorites is the one I created with Naruto. um, but yeah, there's so much of the memes, and I'm happy that at least something good of the movie came out of it.
Right. Yeah, dude. Something genuinely golden and funny came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to kind of pivot from that, and I wonder if there are memes of it too, is if they did any crossover memes with the Jurassic World, because Universal Studios, they want to cross over the Fast and Furious movies with Jurassic World. Do a big old crossover movie.
You know what?
Saying that, what does your mind immediately think?
Okay, when because my friend messaged me this, a couple months ago, and I was just like, I'd rather them go to space. So they did that. So now, oh yeah, well, I guess I have to accept that the Jurassic World mix up.
Dude, I
I
swear
don't
to
think
God, if the 10 and 11 is them crossing over with it,
no.
I'm gonna scream.
I think if it was possible, it would have to be a spinoff. It can't be from the main scene, the main franchise, because honestly, I like the Fast and Furious franchise, but I would not pay to go see that. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's the death of movies if that happens.
Yeah, there's no way. Why? But here's the thing: who suggested Jurassic World and why? What's the point? Those are
Bro,
two different movies.
if I'm gonna be honest here, just to put myself in the frame of mind of a person who would conceive this,
Mm-hmm.
they thought dinosaurs cool, fast cars cool. What if I put them together? Oh, that's really cool. Like that's it. That was their logic. It was just like people love dinosaurs, people like fast cars. Put them together, they'll really love it. Like
Oh my God.
that was
No,
it.
no, you're absolutely right. That was perfect right there. Nah, that is exactly how you, because that's, I think what the Jurassic World is more sophisticated than the Fast Nine world, but or it's Fast and Furious world. But yeah, I don't know. I won't see myself watching the movie, and I think obviously, I said to be honest, I think it's just all talk.
Yeah,
It's something to
I'm manifesting that it never comes around.
it's just like I rather they can make time travel. I rather have them um time travel than freaking go to mess up in that world, bro.
Weirdly, I agree with you. I'd rather them time travel at this point, or like go to
Mhm.
the quantum realm,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
man. I don't know. They're already
or
superheroes.
just go to space again. Go further into space. Why not?
Yeah, man. One more thing I want to talk about. What do you think, since you said that we're gonna have like two more movies, what do you think the Fast and Furious franchise is gonna go from here?
Well, I think it's pretty clear Jacob's a big character now. I think
Mhm.
it's pretty clear he's going to become. I mean, I maybe it's not clear, but I think it's pretty obvious he's going to become a big role now. I mean, it's John Cena, bro. Like, you just can't. And you're going to have Dwayne Johnson, where you could have him come back at any moment too. Like, I mean, bro, that's just money right there.
Mhm.
So I think he's gonna come back in this next one where he is like in hiding, but like maybe Jacob becomes in trouble, or he's got to help out family, or um maybe like instead of him having to find him, Jacob like comes and seeks him out, asking for help with something. I don't know. But I think it's going to involve Jacob somehow, and of course, Cypher's still out there, so she's free and loose now. So obviously, they're going to come have to deal with her again. And like you said, there's probably going to be some bigger weapon. And oh, I can't forget the post-credit scene, um, where Han
Yep.
comes face to face with Deckard Shaw now. Um, so there's going to be something with that, or I wonder if they go spin-off in that direction. But clearly something's going to happen with that, where Deckard's going to come back and probably going to work with Cypher more than likely. Um, because he's kind of that mercenary character, right? Where he's
Yeah.
just like, whoever pays me the most, that's who I work for. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's going to involve all those people somehow. The plot, I mean, insert generic formula here.
No, I absolutely agree. Yeah, no, that's good. I think um yeah, going back to the Han median Decker. Um I think I agree with he's probably gonna be in the next spin-off, The Rock and Hobbs, and Han's probably gonna be in that their sequel to Hobbs and Shaw. So I think they're gonna introduce that. As far as because I thought this was gonna be the last movie. So I thought the last movie they're gonna bring everyone in, like everyone that ever been in the franchise. Like they probably get maybe a cameo here and there.
Yeah.
Because listen, they're gonna have the money to do it. It's gonna be the last movie. So people are gonna spend money on it. But now that they're gonna do two more movies, I don't know whether they can.
Yeah, that's what's confusing, is the fact that
Yeah,
they're going to have 10 and 11. It's kind of like, man, I don't know. I bet you they make it a two-parter.
part one, part two. We're gonna go
I
back to
I
that.
bet I bet you they, I bet you they go that route. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, why not? You know, people going
Just make it one giant story that crosses 4, maybe 5 hours. You know, adding the runtime of both movies.
yeah. Goodness grief. I don't know. I don't know, man. But I have to wait and see, bro. I'm never gonna guess because Fast and Furious, they come up with their own stuff and we just have to accept it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, we just have to accept the Fast and Furious franchise as is. Like, cause they can do whatever they want now. There are 9 movies in. They can do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want, dude.
Yeah,
It's absurd.
man. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to us talk about Fast 9. I know it was a lot. You know, we went back and forth about different things. You know, give us your thoughts on Fast 9. Was it a good movie? Was it a bad movie? Leave a comment below. Subscribe to our Facebook. Um, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. I post every day funny videos, little small clips here and there. And follow us personally. I'm edeuce_DN. What's your Instagram? And
At
Instagram.
here underscore me underscore roar
Yeah.
77.
You know, check us out individually. Check us out, you know, wherever. Thank you for listening and we'll hear from us soon. Peace.
Peace.